Hey everybody, my name is Jamie and welcome to this presentation on cram study. Now, this is not the cram study you're probably used to or have ever heard about before. In fact, it is the complete opposite. And the goal of this session is to teach you the skills to improve your learning by up to 63%. Now, that's a very specific number and we're going to find out later on as to why that is as specific as it is. So first of all, who am I? My name is Jamie De Smit. I'm a current practicing teacher and educational entrepreneur. What that basically means is I look at things and I combine education and business and I see if I can do things better. Now, I've been working on a project called PE Buddy, providing resources for PE teachers, students and athletes around the world. This year in 2023, my focus has been on AI in education. Okay, so these are examples of little small things, 1%ers that can help us perform better. Over the last few years as a teacher, I've worked with over 1,000 students and I've noticed a really concerning trend. Okay, which is why I've created this presentation and why we're going to go through this and hopefully improve your learning. Okay, I've also studied the best practice methods for learning. Okay, I really enjoy learning, understanding things and trying to do things better. So all the way from when I was a student, going through university, studying various degrees, to now teaching, I've learned a heap of really good and effective strategies and now I want to share them with you. The real question is why? Why spend 40 minutes listening to me? Okay, this is why I believe that the most important thing in education is actually missing. Again, based on all the students I've worked with, no matter if they're high performing or low performing, I'm really tired of seeing students, potentially like yourself, struggle at school because they aren't being taught how to succeed. There's a missing piece here. I want to ask you a question. Have a think about this. Have you ever actually been taught how learning works? Has a teacher or a leader sat you down as a class or individually and gone through how learning works? I'm going to guess most people's answers is no. And this is where I think we have a missing piece in learning. This is your brain. This is how it works in a really, really simplified way. So we have a bit of information. So this might be on countries of the world, for example. Okay, that's stored away there. Now, when we learn new things, like in class, that is another thing that we're putting into our brains, okay? But it doesn't just stay there. We need to build a really strong pathway or connection between those 2 points. Now, if we revise, that connection gets stronger and that pathway sticks, okay? Learning or information becomes sticky, okay? And when we're learning new things, we go from the short-term to the long-term memory using things like this: meaning, revision, connection. To describe it in another way, we can think about this. This is something we already know. For example, we know Australia, we know America, we know a couple of different countries of the world. Here's some new information. Now, we can see here that's a grass field and people have been taking a shortcut many, many, many times. And you can see they've actually created a little path, okay? A similar thing happens in our brain when we revise. We go over things over and over again. Okay, we allow ourselves to forget information and remind ourselves of that information over and over again. That eventually entrenches that information, that connection into our brains. So that's a very quick and simplified way of explaining how learning works. But first, I want to talk about the hidden curriculum. Now, when we talk about curriculum in schools, we can talk about science, English, PE, maths, whatever it is. There is a curriculum or a set of topics that must be taught to students. Now, there's this hidden curriculum idea where the simple things that the top performing students do, usually subconsciously or that they've learned over time, that allows them to succeed. Now, there's 2 really, really key points I want you to take away from this. This actually has nothing to do with intelligence or academic ability. Let me read that again. Nothing to do with intelligence or academic ability. Instead, it has everything to do with a system that works for them. So we're going to learn more about this system during the rest of this presentation. Now I want to address the D word. Now this is a word that I often hear floating around students, either telling it to themselves or telling it to others. You are not dumb. Okay, you just haven't learned how to learn. It's very simple. The hidden curriculum, the things that the top students do, you haven't been taught how to do that. Okay, so really important that if you're going to make any kind of improvement, you're going to get anything out of this presentation, you have to first of all change your mindset. Change your mindset and you will change your results. You are not dumb. It is all about a system. Okay, this is what successful students do. Based on my experience of over 1,000 students, based on the research, they focus in class. This is the first step. They take good notes, okay, and they do independent revision. These are really simple, basic things I'm going to learn a bit more about in the rest of this session.